Okay, one last video on this Ampeg Gemini 2. Looks like we got everything wrapped up. All new tubes are in. It's all biased up, and everything seems to be working fine. Just want to recap a couple things before we button this thing up. Let's see. First off, let me find my pointer here. Let's see this safety ground. You probably saw in the other video. I had it on that lug there, but if this philonic thing breaks and this comes loose, that's not good. So this is relocated now to its own ground with a nice nylock nut, a star washer. What else have we found that we didn't cover in the last videos was, I don't know if you noticed, there had been all this like black goop all over the chassis here. That cleaned up pretty easy with some naphtha. Let's see, speaker jacks. Turns out that the output transformer ground, the person that installed the output transformer actually had it grounded over here to where the screens are grounded. And what would happen is if you cranked up the treble and you also cranked up the volume, you'd get this squealing feedback oscillation. Took a little bit to track down, but actually moving, speaker has a lot of current, so moving this ground from where it was connected over here back to the speaker jack seemed to fix that. And the other issue was whoever installed the speaker jacks last time, you can see that this one here is a shorting jack, and they actually had this as the second speaker jack, and they just had them in parallel, so when you unplugged it wouldn't short. So I reconfigured these to Fender style, so then if you accidentally turn the amp on with no load, this first jack shorted, which gives you, I guess, a little bit of protection from from the no load. And unfortunately, I bruised the wire here with soldering iron. I try not to do that, but that's one on me. Anyway, won't hurt anything. Let's see, other stuff. All the negative feedbacks reconnected. Moved the output transformer center tap, speaker jack. Let's see, we got all new parts in for the trem now. Trem's a bit stronger. Still not Fender strong, but stronger than it was. So I guess that's just how it's supposed to be without going ahead and modding it. Everything checked out good in the circuit, and I'm assuming that this thing's good, the opto coupler or whatever you call that thing. So trem is working. There was also another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these coupling caps. Somebody had gone in and put in these little I don't know if I can grab one out of this can here. Those little brown chiclets in there, those are Panasonic. They're metallized polypropylene. They're really not, I don't know, good for a Japanese stereo receiver, but not a guitar amp. So we replaced them with Mallory 150s, just like all the other ones. Keep everything consistent. Really, I think that's about it. A couple things on the cab. There was some loose Tolex on the front, which you can't see because the cab's face down right now. But I re-glued the Tolex and checked the inside of the speaker jack to make sure it was soldered correctly. By looking at all the other work in the amp, everything is suspect. So that seems to check out okay. And then lastly, I got all new hardware for the rear panel. These nice black particle board thread screws, because the back panel was held on with like half of the screws it needed. There's 12 screws. I think they had like maybe eight of these machine screws in there. So we'll ditch these in favor of the black oxide, nice particle board screws. One other thing. There's also two screws here that for the chassis. You slide the chassis in the top here, and then there's 2 screws that hold the chassis in place. Well, the chassis had been floating around in there with no screws before, so I filled those holes with with a wedge and wood glue. Let it dry, and then I got some nice 3/4 inch particle board thread screws for those. So we should be good to go. I think that's about it. All right, later.